Yeah, it's Kawhi Leonard time. That's what we're doing now. Is he going to go? Is he going to stay? Here's what he wants. That's Denise Jones. I'm Rick Strom. Frank Isola, the New York Daily News, has the skinny. Don't you have to sign him, said one rival exec. That's speaking for the Spurs. From what I understand, he wants Pop to lighten up a little with practice and tweak some things. The Spurs may not want to change their ways, but this is Kawhi Leonard we're talking about. Let me just paint the picture here real quick. We had an inside scoop a little bit when LaMarcus Aldridge was like, I can't do this anymore. Sat down with Pop, went into one of his restaurants, refused to say what it was to Vice Sports because he doesn't want people going to Pop's favorite restaurant. And they talked out the differences. They came to an agreement, and LaMarcus Aldridge had an MVP caliber season. Not the MVP, an MVP caliber season. Now, once again, this is one of the few times where we see a flaw in the San Antonio Spurs' dynamic dynasty of a system and a well-run organization. And it is through the lens of Kawhi Leonard that we are living vicariously through. Right. And now we are being told basically to pick a side. Do you go with history and what Pop has done and how he has had a proven track record, or do you go with the guy who doesn't trust the team, doesn't trust team doctors? Personally, he wants him to go a little bit easier on practice. Every single athlete wants practice to be easy.
Of course.
So, like, this is nothing new at all. What was Allen Iverson's rant? Practice. We're talking about practice, man. Practice. I would probably play that for Kawhi Leonard, but still, I understand that he's maybe not none too pleased with what's going on with San Antonio.
No, absolutely not. And I think that, look, I don't know what's going on internally within the Spurs organization. I don't know if I really don't know exactly, and no one does. And I feel like the mystery that's inside of that's going on in there, that Pop has kind of blossomed and created, right? The kind of training and coaching that he's provided has kind of made us think that, oh my God, like the Spurs, they have chemistry. Pop knows exactly what he's doing, and I'm not discrediting any of that. But what I am saying is that Kawhi could be, and
you sounded like like you said the city in Hawaii. Kauai. Great album by Childish Gambino.
No, Kawhi Leonard could be, because he's become so great, right? And he's become so great playing within the Spurs team.
Of course.
Part of me, though, I don't want to really believe this, thinks that it could be just fame getting to his head a little bit.
Ooh.
Where he doesn't feel like he needs to contribute like he's been. He doesn't feel like he needs to be going to the practices that he's been going to. He doesn't feel like, I don't think he's a level-headed Kawhi that we all fell in love with. I think it's now more so he knows his worth, and he's at a point where he feels like he's worth a little more than the Spurs.
Yes. I agree with the latter, but then again, I think every single player in every single sport thinks that they're bigger than the organization.
But that's the great thing about the Spurs. I know everyone, for the most part, is pretty level-headed, and that's thanks to Pop's coaching. And
Fair
for
point.
whatever the reason, we thought that was Kawhi, and we thought that's why Kawhi is such a great fit in San Antonio. But clearly, it's not the case.
So here's what Frank Isola went on to write as well. A meeting between Kawhi Leonard, Greg Popovich, GM R.C. Buford will either mend fences or lead to a high-profile divorce. One plausible option is to trade Leonard, which should be of interest to the New York Knicks. Popovich didn't shed much light on the two-time All-Star selection's availability late in the season, usually referring people to Kawhi Leonard's group about a possible return, and then he went on to say, well, you'll have to ask Kawhi and his group that question. So far, they say that he's not ready to go, so we can't do anything, blah, 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 blah. That's what he said in the middle of the month. How do you think this plays out, real quick? Got about 20 seconds.
I don't think it's going to be a high-profile divorce. I feel like Kawhi is a good guy. He started off level-headed, and I don't think that he'll put anybody in a bad light. Even though he's already doing that now, I don't think it'll come off as, I don't think he'll verbally say anything that he's going to take back.
If they could somehow make a trade, and I don't think it'll happen, but with Philly, and you trade anybody not named Embiid and Simmons, throw in a few first-rounders, do it.
You think that'll happen?
No, I don't think it'll happen.
Right.
I don't think it'll happen.
Do you think he'll move to the Knicks?
I think if it weren't, no. Because they're not going to give up Porzingis.
Right.
That's why I didn't really understand the end of Isola's column right there. But if Philly could pull off something like that and then lure LeBron, how are they not going to win 3 straight? Let us know your thoughts. Comment section below. Subscribe to 2IT Sports. Goodbye. Have a good weekend.